Alright guys, welcome back. As I've told you yesterday, we are going to take a look at the pack that will come in April, and we are going to assume what is coming because we have some new informations. If you have been living under a rock, we are once again getting an extra selection pack, upcoming selection pack, Metal Raiders Dominance, with the Red Eyes Black Full Metal Dragon, with the performance stuff. We already knew about this. Then we get the Goblin Biker support cards, probably not only this one, but all the other ones as well. And then we get the Dominus traps, super cool. We were definitely missing them, very meta impactful. We'll also get a secret pack with the new Centurion support, and that means it is time to take a look at what could be coming in the April pack, because a lot of the stuff that I was predicting for the April pack we are already getting right now, and this is crazy. By the way, I now have a Discord. You can join the Discord via the link in the description below. You can also join my socials there, and if you like my videos, please consider subscribing, hitting a thumbs up and the notification bell. This would help me out a lot. Thank you. So Rage of the Abyss is the course that we are currently on, and we are speeding through this, and obviously there's a big ban list ahead, so exciting times to be alive and play Yu-Gi-Oh! Master Duel. We have the Surfing, Big Jaws, the Shark package basically. These two will be relevant in the future when Arizia comes. Maybe not that much since we don't have the Toad. Totally awesome that is. So we have the Shark stuff. You can see right here we have the Blue Eye stuff, which is originally from this set, and there is the Red Eyes Black Full Metal Dragon. I'm assuming we also get these cards, Metal Zoa X, Zoa the Fiendish Beast, Metal Illusionist, since they also kind of fit in this machine metal package here. So I'm assuming we also get this in this upcoming selection pack, which will come out on Friday, and obviously we will stream. There's a new Battle Wasp support, and then the new Performance support that we will also receive in this package. Very nice. It's very nice because we were expecting the performance stuff to basically fill up the April pack, which would have meant that the April pack is not a good pack, but Decade also already said that the April pack will be very meta relevant. We have the Goblin Biker stuff, Goblin Bikers Gone Wild, not the only card, there will be more. And then one of the big archetypes that was also released in this pack is the Primite stuff. And this is something that I could definitely see coming in the April pack, the Primite engine. What is interesting though is we will have to see whether we get the Primite engine at full support or not, because the first support wave from this set, Rage of the Abyss, is definitely not what we need in order to play Primite's Blue Eyes, which is the best version that you can play right here, because then we would be missing this very important support card here, the Primite Dragon Ether Barrel, which is one of the cards that you need 3 of in the Primite Blue Eyes deck to make this very strong deck work. Could be the strongest deck if they really hit Snake Eyes with the upcoming list, but we will have to see. The Primate Dragon Ether Barrel is from Supreme Darkness, which is a set that we are currently not yet on. We have a few cards already, like the LZ and then the Queen Azamina, but we are on Rage of the Abyss right now. So the Primate stuff, I think the Primate stuff will come in the April pack. It is a completely new archetype, and that would make sense. I'm also seeing the April pack delivering to us the rest of the Fiendsmith stuff, mainly Lacrima, the Crimson Tears, which will make the Fiendsmith engine way stronger. And then obviously, yeah, we are getting the new Centurion cards in the secret pack, and people are obviously waiting for Memento. What is happening with Memento? So what could happen, I'm not quite sure if it will happen, I would assume not, but it could, is that we get another secret pack on Friday with Memento support. We know that we get the secret pack with the Centurion support, so the Centurion cards that we already have, plus the new support cards, and maybe we will also get a second secret pack where we get the current Memento cards together with the new Memento cards. This is Akihiron. This is, by the way, the last support card that we are missing. There were support cards before that we already do not really have, so it's really time to get the Memento stuff. I think if this does not come in the secret pack that we will get on Friday, then this will probably also be in the April pack. And then we have the Atlantean Mermaid stuff here, which not quite sure whether we will get this in April. Maybe they will also put it in here just to be able to finish Rage of the Abyss and continue on from there on to the next set. You can see right here that a few of the cards we already have, the Fuvolos, we have for a while now, and then here was the introduction of the Azamina engine that we already have in the game. Cards like the Chaos Star Sword Dragon, Battle West obviously will still come in the future. There's a Centurion port, a support that we will get. The Six Samurai support, also something, and then the Water support, which basically goes together with either the Atlantean support, the Mermaid support, or the Shark support. So I don't really think, just because Decade said it will be a very meta-relevant pack, the April pack. I don't really think that we will see the water stuff there, but probably Primite, Fiendsmith, and then something else. Maybe the Memento stuff. Maybe we already get the Memento stuff in a secret pack. You can see here's Fiendsmith's Agnum Day that we will also get, and then more water stuff, and then the spell cards that basically belong to this incoming machine would be something we will probably get in this upcoming selection pack on Friday, I would assume. And then you can see right here there's a lot of Goblin and Sympho Spoiled stuff, Goblin Biker, Grand Breakout, which is funnily enough a card that you will use in Memento, maybe more than in the real Goblin Biker deck, because you can tribute one monster and special summon one Goblin monster from your deck, and the Mementotlin Goblin can also be special summoned because it says Goblin in the name, which is quite funny. Primite, Lordly Lore, Primite Roar, Primite Drill Beam. The Drill Beam and the Lordly Load are the important cards together with the Ether Barrel. These cards form the Primite package that you will play in Blue Eyes. And then there's a new Sanguine Furo, a new Tenpai card that nobody plays. Don't you be worried. Tenpai will not be revived from the grave, basically. And yeah, this is basically the end of this pack that we could maybe already finish. You can see Dominus Impulse here. We could finish this pack with the April pack, depending on what they decide to give us. And then, and this is what I already talked about yesterday, the next set that we would have, so the next core set would be Supreme Darkness. We have already looked at this in the last video, where you have additional support for Primite, you have the Gladiator Beast stuff, you have the Evil Hero stuff, and then cards like Snake Eyes, Doom Dragons, and Azamina we already have. You also have Meta Reactor support, as well as there's one more archetype supported in here. I think the new Kriston cards are in here. They're also very nice. But yeah, this is basically the next set, but the set that is really coming after Rage of the Abyss is Crossover Breakers, the set that will impact the meta to a very, very large degree, because here we get the Ryziel cards as well as the Malice cards, two archetypes that will define the meta when the Snake Eye meta is over, and I can definitely see them killing the Snake Eye meta either this ban list or the next one. So I honestly think that either this pack, the April pack that is, or the May pack could give us one of these archetypes already, either Ryziel or Malice. Don't think that we will get both of them. I also, if I would need to bet, would not bet on the April pack containing either Malice or Ryziel. I think this is more of a May thing. But yeah, we are basically at the end of Rage of the Abyss if they decide to give us a lot of this in the April pack, and then Crossover Breakers would be the next logical thing. And this would fit because in the TCG as well in the OCG it was the same. Snake Eyes was basically killed, and then Ryziel and Malice took over, and we are still in the OCG as well as in the TCG in the Ryziel Malice format, you could say. And this is also coming to us in Master Duel next, which I think is very excited, but you can let me know in the comments what you think of this development. But that is what I think will happen in the April pack. So I think we will see the completion or the near completion of Rage of the Abyss. We won't get the water stuff, I would assume. I don't really see us getting any archetype support from Supreme Darkness, but I think that if we get the Primate stuff, which I think is very likely, then we will get the entire stuff. So there's basically only this one card that is then missing, the Primate Dragon Ether Barrel, because this is from the second wave. I think if we get Primate, we get everything and not only the first support wave. I could hope so, because otherwise we can't really use Primate until we get the Dragon Ether Barrel, which would be a bit sad. And then we already knew about Centurion, and maybe if it goes crazy in April, we might receive either Ryziel or Malice already, but I wouldn't really bet on it. In May, I think this is quite realistic, but maybe not in April. But you never know, Konami sometimes decides to do crazy things, and this is what I like, honestly. A lot of people are complaining about the fact that the Master Duel format is behind the TCG format, but what I think Konami is doing well is that they basically create their own formats in Master Duel, because you can see right now in the Master Duel format we have Snake Eyes together with Fiendsmith and Millennium at a point that we never had this combination in the TCG, because the release schedule is a bit off, right? It doesn't follow the TCG exactly, but sometimes it just throws stuff in that wasn't really there at the point in the TCG. For example, Blue Eyes. Blue Eyes wasn't really there at the point that we are currently at right now with the Snake Eyes format, but they sometimes decide to do these things, so that's why I think it's not totally unheard heard of that we could get Ryziel or Malice in the April pack, but obviously we will have to see. We will also know more about this come Friday, because then we will see whether we will get 2 secret packs, one for Memento, one for Centurion. We will also see what else is in this selection pack. I would assume nothing more interesting, the full metal machine stuff here that I showed you, then everything from the performance package, then the whole Goblin Biker support. And then obviously Dominus Impulse and Dominus Purge are their own traps and they don't have an archetype or something. So I think these are the most relevant ones that we see right here. We will also get some reprints, I guess, for something like Goblin Bikers. But we will see. We will know more on Friday. But for now, let me know in the comments, what do you think? What do you think is in the April pack? What are you hoping for? And obviously super, super interested. We will see each other in the next video. And then on Friday, streaming live, experiencing the new pack. Thanks for being here. We will see each other in the next one.